Hi everybody, it's Christina. So I actually just woke up. I woke up so early today because there was a dog that was barking. Like I have a little yapper dog, so I know when she barks outside. So I try to I don't know, like when she starts barking outside, I bring her inside right away because I know like my neighbors and everybody around me can hear her, and she's like obviously a little dog, so she has a really kind of shrill bark. So anyways, the neighbor's dog woke me up. So that's what it is. But anyways, it's Christmas Eve, and so today I wanted to film something specifically about the holiday season because I don't know about you, but this year felt a little bit different for me, and I think it's because I don't know. I feel like I just overdid it per usual, right? And that's why it doesn't feel the most like Christmassy, I guess. And so like today is Christmas Eve, tomorrow's Christmas Day, and I just don't feel like, and again, this could be very much of my own fault, but I just don't feel the fun and the magic and the beauty of it, and I really wish that that was different. So why do I think that I don't feel that? That is a really good question. So, and I started early this year. So I actually started Christmas shopping in this like the first week of or the second week of November. So I feel like and that was on my mind, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm usually I'm type A, obviously I'm a planner, somebody that really wants to kind of plan everything and have everything ready to go. So I thought, okay, maybe if I start early. I thought if I start early in November, right, like we'll be good because I'll have everything done. I'll have all my Christmas shopping done. We'll be good to go. And I did, right? Like I did, and that doesn't change where I'm at today. So I'm processing this with you all and trying to figure out, okay, like what happened? Like what happened this year? And I think it could be a number of things. I think that I was shooting more so for, again, perfectionism and trying to make sure that, everybody, this is what falls in line with what I'm used to, right? I'm used to being the person that sacrifices my own feelings and my own joy for other people's happiness and other people's joy. So I think I did a little bit too much of that. I gave too much and my cup wasn't full. I think also work has to play into it this year for me because I'm working every day other than the holiday. So I was working, yesterday to Monday, and then I'm also working Friday. So I'm only taking the holiday days off. So I think that kind of messes up my mentality, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, the holidays are really just these 2 days, and then next week are only the 2 days, right? So yeah, I should have given myself a little bit more bandwidth to really have a lot more flexibility and a lot more freedom, because then I think that would get me into that spirit a little bit quicker, right? So there's that as well. I also obviously think that it could be just a mix of what's going on in the world, right? I think it's so hard for you to turn a blind eye, and I'm somebody that tries to keep myself up to, educated and just aware of what's happening around me. And I'm also somebody that's extremely sensitive. I have a lot of emotions and I feel things. I'm definitely an empath. So yeah, I think just seeing everything that's happening, seeing the political landscape, seeing just all of the violence, and I think that plays a part as well because we're only human, right? So you hear it, you see it, and you can't, turn a blind eye. This is happening all around us. So I think that played a factor into it. So yeah, but I think the acknowledgement again is so much progress in the right direction, at least from the place that I came from, because originally I wouldn't even have stopped to think, right? Like what changed? Why is this holiday not feeling as, it just would have been like, okay, we're on to the next one, right? Like whatever. But I'm stopping, I'm having this conscious conversation with myself and with you all to say, okay, this is where I'm at, and let's figure out why it's not quite where I would like it to be. So today is Christmas Eve. I'm Hispanic, so I spend the Christmas Eve family with my immediate family. So that would be my siblings and then my mom. So what's interesting about all of us, and this is something I want to get into maybe in a later video, but I'll kind of touch on it right here, is none of my siblings, and there's 5 of us, right? So we were brought up by a single mom. 5 kids, and none of us have our own children. None of us. And none of us are planning on having their own kids. And we have siblings that go all the way. My brother's 40, I think he's 45. He might turn 46 next May. And then my youngest is the twins. I have twin siblings, and they are 33. So there's still some time there, but there is no desire. So it's really interesting to me that none of us wanted to have kids. Like, so yeah, and I think that's something that I'm unpacking too as I'm getting older, and I've talked about it a little bit in therapy, but yeah, that's something that's pretty interesting as well. You know, I think with me in particularly, I feel like I, you know, raised my siblings, basically, helped raise my siblings. I didn't do it alone. Obviously, I had a single mom, but she was working all the time. So I feel like I had that. And yeah, I think for me, I was always kind of waiting for that everybody always would tell me, like, just wait till you get to this age, or wait till you get that, you're gonna really feel it. And then it just never happened. And I was not one of those people that's like, okay, if I don't have that burning desire, I'm not gonna procreate, right? Like that just doesn't seem right to me. So yeah, and so that's the reasoning for me, but all of us kind of had that same reaction. So when we get together for the holidays, it's really just, you know, mom and the siblings, and that's it. Like, we're a pretty little, you know, familial unit. As I've been dating somebody, so I'm dating somebody, like I mentioned, that has 2 kids, and so we're incorporating us all together, and so that's really the first, because there's no grandkids, right? There's no nieces, no nephews. So this has been kind of one of the first introductions to children in my immediate family, which has been really unique. So Christmas Eve, we'll go to mom's house. I'll drive over there here in a little bit, and then yeah, we'll do our Christmas Mexican dinner. So usually we'll do like a chili green pasta. We'll do a ham, and we'll do some tamales, of course. And then we do some games, and then we will, you know, open our presents. And then so me, I have to come back. So because obviously my boyfriend and his kids are gonna do Christmas Day tomorrow, so I need to be back here. And usually, you know, in the Mexican tradition, we usually open presents around midnight, but we're all older now. So like I said, we're in our 30s, 40s, so, and my mom's in her 60s, so we're like, no, we don't have to stay up till midnight. So we'll probably open our gifts around like 6 or 7 p.m. after dinner, and then just relax for a little bit, and then I'll drive back over here and then kind of play Santa, right, and get everything ready for the kids tomorrow morning. So it's pretty exciting. I'm excited about it. Again, it's just a little bit different, and you know, I'm gonna think about those reasons that I mentioned on the video a little bit earlier to see, okay, is that really all that it is, or what else is it that's preventing it from having that pizzazz and that magic that it usually does. And I think it's a familiar feeling for me, because Christmas, you know, growing up was always more so about like the means to the end, like the work that had to be put in. I feel like that's such a mentality that I have, that I'm trying to grow out of and trying to get out of now that I'm not a parentified child, and now that I'm actually on my own, and I'm trying to get out of this like duty that to me Christmas in this time of year is like, you have to go to the store, you have to get all these gifts, you have to do this, you have to count them and make sure everybody's even, you have to make sure that the money for each of these kids is the same, and you don't want to make them feel bad, and all of that I feel like is just so much noise and so many tasks, and I need to get away from Christmas being so task-based and more so back into that feeling of what it's all about. So that's what I'm working on, and that's what I'm going to continue working on for next year, because I'm going to, again, tell myself, okay, this is what happened this year. Next year, here's what I'm going to do. So again, maybe I'm going to take off these 2 weeks, right, between Christmas and New Year's. The full 2 weeks, take those off completely from work. And then I think I'll continue to do the Christmas shopping early, so that way that's done. And then have it all done so that these last few weeks where it actually is holiday time, I can do whatever I want, and I can really get into that feeling of the holidays. Because this year, like I think I baked 1 batch of cookies. Like 1 batch of cookies I saw, Love Actually is my favorite Christmas movies, but I watched that like when, because it's a little silly, but there's the very beginning of the movie, it says like 6 weeks till Christmas, or 5 weeks, I think it's 5 weeks till Christmas. So I always watch that 5 weeks till Christmas, right? Just because I can get into that, and I'm like, oh, it's the same length of time. So that one I watched, and I think I watched The Holiday, because I love The Holiday too, but that's it, like 2 Christmas movies, 1 batch of cookies, and like we're here, right? And usually, you know, that's just not the case. So I'm curious if you're in kind of a similar situation, if you have any tips and tricks on, you know, what you do to really make the season feel great and feel awesome. Maybe it's something about, and that's another thing I wanted to do this year that I didn't get to do. Like, we have so many beautiful, you know, communities that do lights, right? That do lights that you can, you know, get some hot chocolate and walk through. And honestly, and I live in Arizona, so it's not like it's snowing outside. Like, we're getting these beautiful snowscapes and flurries, right? I think it hit like 80 degrees one day last week. So it's just hard to get into that festive Christmas spirit when it's, you know, you're still wearing shorts outside basically. But so yeah, so I think I need a little help in that regard, because I think I have a few ideas of what I'm going to do next year to make it a little bit better, but I think there's still work to do. So I'll end it there. I want to wish you all a happy, so happy holiday season. I hope you really take the time to relax with your family, enjoy it. Again, take in all this, because that's it, right? We have today and tomorrow, and then we're moving on to New Year's and on to 2026 and seeing what that year brings. So really just take the time, be present, which I'm telling this to myself, right? Be present. Don't be thinking about the next thing that needs to be done. Just be there with your family and friends and really soak in all the beauty and the love that this holiday has to give for you and your family. So I see you. You deserve all the good things, and I will see you on the next video.